Hello, 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 everybody. Everybody. What's cracking? What's happening? What's going on? How is everybody doing? Cheers to the lady that cut me off in Specs. We're drinking some water though. We're not actually cheersing with alcohol. Guys, people have no respect for people in line anymore. When people see a line, they just have zero respect for anybody. Anybody that's around them. They're in their own little world. This is why I tell you, don't worry about, whenever I tell people that I hate this say of don't worry about what other people think, worry about yourself. That's exactly where I'm saying. Obviously, this person is that person that's like, oh, don't worry about what other people think. Just think about yourself. So therefore, you're going to be very disrespectful to the people around you. I hate that say. Oh yeah, guys. Okay. So what happened was, this happened the other day. I did say it on my live stream, but I did it really fast. But this is a dedication to people like this. So I was either, I had 2 days where I had to go in a little later, one at 6 o'clock and one at 5 o'clock. So I wanted to, I either had to do 2 things before I had to go to work on both days, because I can't squeeze everything in one day on my off day, because then I will have no relaxation. So I was either going to go to Cellar Brothers and go get me some meat one day, or I was going to go to Specs and give me my alcohol for the whole weeks. So I chose a day. I'm like, okay, well, I'll go to Specs when I clock in around 6 o'clock, because it's either 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock. So I'm like, you know what? I'll go to Specs the next time. So I went to Cellar Brothers. And I got me my meat that other day. The next day was the Specs day, that I was going to go to Specs before going to work. So y'all guys know I have a nice car. I never really like to park anywhere. I don't like to park near crowds. I like to park far away, but at a good distance to where it's not like somebody's doing some stupid stuff and they crash into you. You know, you always see the nice cars. They always park far away, but a lot of people don't think before they leave their car, because if you're in Walmart and you park far away from the crowd just because you don't want no door dings, does not mean that someone in Walmart is not going to go haywire and then have a shootout and then have a police chase and hit your car because your car's parked far away from the crowd. Just the food for thought. So I parked at a decent spot. After I parked, I got out of my car. I noticed there was a ton of people. And I'm like, oh my God, why is there a ton of people? And I realized, oh, it's Saturday. Well, no ish. So I'm like, oh man, I forgot it was Saturday, because I'm just going by the days and going by my hours that I'm supposed to be working and stuff. I get in there. I already see a big line. The line is about like 7 people long. And I'm like, oh, I hope it goes fast. But there's a lot of cashiers. There's about like 8 cashiers, 9 cashiers. So I'm like, yeah, the line has to go fast. Again, I got to go to work. So I grab, make my way in Specs. I grab my White Wolf it's my go-to White Wolf. I usually grab 2 of those big bottles. And mind you, it was the last 2. I was so lucky because it was the last 2. I was making my way home. Oh God, I'm still sleeping. I'm still kind of sleeping. I was making my way to the line. I got to the line. There was a tall male and a little short female. She was kind of like my height. I'm not sure if they were a couple. I'm not sure if they were a dad and a daughter. I'm not sure if it was a granddaughter and a daughter and a father and a daughter, you know. I'm not sure what kind of entity these people were, but they were in front of me. I have full respect for people in front of me. I stand a good distance. I'm not going to stand right on top of them. After the Rona happened, people want space, man. Get out of people's bubble. So I give them room. I give them some work. Nobody was behind me at all. I was standing in line. Cashiers were calling people, and we were going forward. Finally, some lady in the back of me, she walked in the back. She standing in the back of me. I waited in line. I usually don't pay attention to people's conversations. I try my hardest. This is why I love self-checkout. Of course, they're not going to have self-checkout at Specs. I don't think they would ever have self-checkout at Specs. But this is why I love self-checkout for, because I don't have to hear other people's problems. What other people are going through, because people like to be loud. They like to be, oh my God, I can't make a kid after school. Oh my God, I don't have enough money, or, stuff like that. I don't want to hear people's problems. I just want to go in the store, get out of the store, and that's it. So then I'm waiting in line, and I'm trying to mind my own business. She's still behind me, first of all. The people in front of me finally got a register. They had a register open. I think it was register number 3. So I waited. Who's that? Oh, that's my neighbor. So I waited for my next calling. I wait. I don't just be like, oh, okay, I see this person's open. I'm gonna go ahead and go to that person. I wait until they call me, because that's how I like it at my job. When I call you and I say next in line, that means next in line. I didn't just send people over here. Like, I don't know. Ugh. It gets on my nerves just even thinking about it. So then I waited in line. Finally, my time has come that I'm the first one. The lady in behind me, she literally skipped the heck out of me. She didn't even see me there, and she took it upon herself to go to register 2 and cash out. Luckily, there was a coworker nearby and said, ma'am, well, he called Bob. I think his name was Bob or something, which is the cashier's name. Said, Bob, I don't think she was in line. She wasn't in line. And then he confronts her. He's like, ma'am, were you in line? Yes, I was in line. And then I said to him, no, she wasn't in line. She's like, yes, I was in line. And I said, don't worry about it. It's a Karen. She even got the Karen haircut, guys. This lady even had the Karen haircut. It was like this little bob. You know the Karen haircut. If you don't know the Karen haircut, go look it up. My neighbor's dog's going crazy. She had that Karen haircut, and I said, don't worry about it. She's just a Karen. She probably needs her wine so she can calm down. I said, trust me, she wasn't in line. I was here first. Those people were there. And she's like, no, I wasn't in line. I said, don't worry about it. She's a Karen. The people behind me, they were like, yeah, she probably just needs her alcohol. I said, yeah, she probably needs her tequila. Oh, my tequila. I just kept walking to a register because they called for someone, So I was walking to my register and trying to confront her. I said, don't worry. I'll catch her outside. And then some of the cashiers look at me and they're like, okay. They try to break the ice. And one of the cashiers was like, oh, I love your shirt. and I had like a Snoopy the dog shirt, and I was like, yeah, just don't worry, I'll catch her outside. You know, I did everything I needed to do, and then I said, oh, here I come, I'm catching her outside. She better run. And I said it out loud. I said it real loud. And they were like, everybody was like, oh, what the heck? Is something gonna happen outside? And then as I was walking, of course, she parked close by. So I saw her, and I just started talking out of thin air. Like, you know, people were like, oh, well, then they're talking on the phone, they're doing this. You never know what somebody's going through. Some people just like to talk out loud. Some people are on the phone. So I'm just talking out loud. And I see her. She looks at me. I look at her. I give her the eye. And I go like that in my eyeball sockets. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. And then she just pauses. And she stays in the parking spot. Like, she just didn't know what to do. And she pulls up a little bit and comes back down. And I get in my car. I wait. And then she just like kind of tries to weave in and out traffic to get away from me. And you see what I'm talking about? People have no respect for people in line. Maybe she was just too tall and she never saw a short person right in front of her. Again, people all the time, every single time I'm in line, I need to record it ASAP. I don't do it. The reason being is because I'm like, I gotta pull my phone out. I don't feel like pulling my phone out. I feel like keeping it in my pocket. I think the world has come to an end, so I'm just gonna have to pull out my phone every single time I'm in a line. No matter if I'm paying a bill, no matter if I'm waiting in line at Specs, no matter if I'm waiting in line for the self-checkout. I think I just need to record everything. Especially whenever, never mind. But it's things like that tick me off the most. People have no respect than people online. I always have this one encounter. The person behind me is like, oh, jumping in, like, oh, hey, me first, hey. I don't know about y'all guys, but every single time I do encounter this all the time, where the person is so hyper in the back of you. So hyper. Just like, oh my God, hey, why don't you have enough cashiers? What? Hey, I just need to get louder. Hey, I just need to do this. Hey. It's like their stuff is more important than your stuff. They only think about themselves. They're on their own little world. Like, hey, is there a way I can cut in front of you? Because I have something to go. I have to do something. So does everybody else, sir. So does everybody else. Obviously, yours is more emergency. I hope you crash and die. Like, I hope the worst for these people. I just hope the worst for these people. I hope they get into an accident and never return. Just never return in this life. Like, if you think your world is so important, you think you're important, you think you're more important than everybody else in this line, then by all means, I hope you die in the next 5 minutes. That's how evil I am. I hope they die. That's all I know. And people that cut in line all the time, constantly, and at my job. People cut in line so hardcore at my job. It's not even funny. Whew. Oh my gosh. All the time I gotta tell people to get back in line. Were you in line, sir? Were you in line, ma'am? Excuse me, are you in line? Could you go to the line? The line starts right there. People have no respect for lines. No respect. They only think about themselves. And that's one thing that needs to be taught in this world. I'm saying, sorry, sir, stop being so disrespectful. When I said, oh, stop being so disrespectful. Oh, me no entiende. Oh, I don't understand because they don't understand English. I said, no respect. Be respectful. And I'm going to keep saying that to the day I die. Every single person that comes into the situation like that, I'm going to say, can you be more respectful to the people around you? I'm sorry you're being so disrespectful. But yeah, guys, what y'all think? People have no respect for the line. Let me know your stories in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.